2 days on, Maldives and India are now facing fraught relations, specifically because of the two sitting ministers of Maldives, at least two, is what I say, because they have specifically been suspended now by the top leadership in Maldives for making strong derogatory remarks, charging directly at Prime Minister Modi. Remember, India is a friendly nation to the Maldives and has been a friend specifically in need in the past few decades to the island nation. But look at what's happening here. Just to give you a lowdown, it's facing a wave of cancellations now of trips by Indians, the tourists specifically. The derogatory remarks that were targeted against Prime Minister Modi has led social media posting by Indian citizens also expressing their discontent. Taking action, Ease My Trip, which is a travel booking platform, has suspended all ticket bookings to Maldives, saying in solidarity with the nation. Many people from India who were planning, as they have said, to go to Maldives have decided to cancel their trip and have decided to go to Lakshwadeep instead, because it is primarily Lakshwadeep, Maldives row that had erupted. India's film superstars have also come in support of the country, and celebrities have also started to tweet. Many, remember, rational voices from Maldives also have spoken up. They have also said that, this is unacceptable of how some of the sitting ministers have reacted to a friendly nation. So there is within Maldives also an escalated meltdown of a lot of reactions. Joining me in this telecast is a journalist, a senior journalist joining me from Male. He's Aman Halim. Aman, I appreciate you joining us here on India Today this morning. So my first question is, what is the situation like in Maldives? Because here in India, a lot of people cannot believe that two sitting ministers, at least, would make such jarring, inappropriate remarks targeted at the Prime Minister of the country, and that has led to a lot of cancellations of the trips. In Maldives itself, what precisely is the sentiment like?
Thank you for having me. The sentiment in Maldives is, like you said, the backlash in Maldives itself has been huge against these ministers, mainly because India, as you have highlighted, has been a friendly nation, and our tourism sector benefits a lot from Indian tourists coming into the country. The public and politicians from both sides of the political divide have come out and called out the government to take action. Thus far, the government has taken action against 3 ministers. We have not seen any developments after suspending the ministers from the government. And we are also seeing calls by the government not just to suspend the ministers, but to remove them from their posts also by a lot of politicians and from public people as well.
Also, Aman, I wanted to understand, because it's been, there has been this backlash that has come in with regard to the tourists heading, a lot of cancellations as well. We see a lot of tourism industry leaders in Maldives who also reacted and said, this needs to end because Maldives depends heavily on tourism. How do you think this is going to progress? Because when now the president of the country, while everyone else is trying to figure out what happens next, the president of the country has headed to China on a state visit, and that has led to a lot of concerns, because earlier all the leaders of Maldives had been very friendly to India. But this one, President Mahzoom, has had, as it is believed, a certain tilt toward China, has had this whole India out campaign during elections. Can you tell us about that as well? Because on the ground, it appears a lot of opposition leaders are saying, cannot let China dominate, at least over India, when it comes to Maldives.
The whole India out issue stems from the military personnel who are, as the previous government has stated, they have been here operating Dornier aircraft and helicopters, providing support to the Maldivian army under bilateral agreements that were signed by previous governments. According to the official stand of the government, they are not actually trying to engage with India. President Moise has stated that his policy is not anti-India or pro-China, it's pro-Maldives. And he has continued to say this on multiple platforms. And what we are seeing here from opposite, politicians also is concerned because the issue has not been addressed directly by the president before he departed to China on the state visit. And also, there was a large press gathering before he was supposed to depart, but he did not speak to the media at all before departing.
That's an important point. Perhaps that direct clarification or statement could have eased relations immediately to see what Maldives' top leadership decides. Let's just hope that in the days to come that the tensions do not escalate, and for now, at least sitting ministers realize that their words on social media and such casual references, derogatory in nature, can have consequences for Maldives as much for relations between India and Maldives. Appreciate you joining us. Aman Halim is a senior journalist from Malé on what's been happening there in the island nation.